Waking up the mysteries, the old earth keeps exploring the unknown. Keeping the wonder alive, he's bringing the flame to the legendary show. Paranormal among us, where the proof is paramount. Oh, we're talking about the ghosts and the good podcast times. Investigating whispers from ancient haunted climes. From Bigfoot prints to a shadow in the hall. Amazing guests already answering the call. 'Cause with Paranormal Paul, a new mystery.
Welcome. Happy, what is today? Tuesday.
Tuesday. Now
everybody.
that is an intro.
I love that one. Guess who made it?
Awesome.
Just take a wild guess who made that.
Is it our guest?
It could very well be. Yeah, that was freaking awesome. I love that one.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I
Jenny
know.
loves it. Well, Patty
Yeah.
loves it. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
amazing.
it was awesome. Yeah, she did a great job. She did the Blondes and Booze intro. She's done BMR's intro. I believe she's done Texas intro. We're talking about Bigfoot Fadez, by the way. She is backstage. She's going to be
Wildly-
on the show.
Wildly talented.
Yes. Awesome. And she's a fun person to talk to.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, Mike, how you doing? Badass intro.
Nice.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it is. And we'll have her on here to talk about how she's making all those stuff, all those things. And anyway, how's everybody doing? Squirrel.
And what is today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I looked this up. Tomorrow is National Squirrel Appreciation Day. Squirrel, we have to appreciate all the squirrels that we see. So if you see a squirrel running in front of your car tomorrow, don't run them over because it's their day.
Yeah, it's their day.
Yeah, I mean,
Keeping us on our toes.
Yeah. So anyway, how are you doing, Natalie?
I'm good. I'm getting ready for the Vanish premiere in Paracon because I'm organizing it as well. Just let everybody know I'm organizing it. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
so I have the schedule done, the MC schedule done, including the layout of the event with all the vendors and speakers and podcasters and just people who attend the event. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, it'll be fun. Speaking of cool things, we're talking about the intro and the conference that you guys have. Make sure you head over to Mystical Mountains Creations and get yourself one of these awesome tumblers. Pretty darn cool.
Very cool.
He sent me those. Mike and Jenny are in chat down there, and so check those out. That's awesome stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? Bigfoot Dwarf is here. Hey, Bigfoot Dwarf.
Hey,
yeah, Bigfoot Dwarf. We need to have Bigfoot Dwarf and Bigfoot Fadez on sometime, and just have
exactly.
Bigfoot.
That would be a duo. Yes, and they're both from the West Coast.
You know how confused I would be.
Yeah.
They look nothing alike, but I would be all over the place. I would have not.
You would need
what's going on.
double the sticky notes.
Double the sticky note. Oh, I don't know if I have that money.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, before we bring Bigfoot Fadez out, one last thing. Make sure that you. Oh, you know what? I might save this to the end.
Okay.
Remind me to announce something at the end.
Okay.
I need to do that. Hang on. Squirrel. Also, I have pinned in the chat Paranormal Among Us website. You can get all the information about the shows, pictures, some of my writings, and link to merchandise and all that stuff. So check on it's pinned on the top of the chat in YouTube. So, okay, without further ado, are you ready?
I'm ready. I've been ready.
She's ready. She's ready. She just sat up straight in her chair. She's wiggling. She's either said I'm number one or flip me off. I can't remember. I can't tell.
You're number one. There she is.
There she is. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. And first off, fantastic job on all the intros that you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, those. I mean, everybody loves them. I mean, across the board, all the platforms that you've done intros for and videos for.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you.
Real quick, first off, how do you've kind of explained it to me. How do you get all that stuff? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I've been using Grok a lot lately. That one seems to be pretty user friendly for pretty basic scenes. And then this kind of answers a little Patty's question earlier. I did see your question. Suno for music, which is really fun. And I'll write the music, but I might, have AI help me a little bit with the lyrics and organization of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then an app like InShot to help kind of collect it all and organize it. So lots of apps actually for one little thing. And even yesterday I was trying to figure out the one you showed me. And
that photo editing one.
Yes.
Yeah. A freebie one. That was pretty cool. Ooh,
yeah, it seems like there's not one app that does everything. There's lots that you have to kind of put together.
Yeah.
So for the intro that we just saw for Paranormal Among Us, how long did it take you to do that?
Probably like a few hours, but I kind of break it up over multiple days because sometimes I'll hit kind of creator's block and I have to think about it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it'll hit me, oh, that's what I should do with that scene or that song. And sometimes they just line up really perfectly too.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
And you got me, Natalie, and you got Krista all in there. I mean,
yes,
we all look pretty darn close to what we actually look like.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I liked
incredible.
that style compared to the cartoon stuff. I feel like that was just a practice run for me, but then I think you were the first one that had asked for the intro, and I was like, I really want to make it look realistic and not cartoon looking, so I really tried to push that to the next level and give it, that kind of realistic look, and I was really happy with how that came out.
Yeah, that's cool. And who all did you do the intros for? You did me, BMR, and Tex?
Yeah, Randy and Donnie for the ball pit.
Oh, cool.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's really cool. Randy already had all the pictures. I just animated them for him and I made a song for him. And then the Lost Goat podcast for Mary Lynn. Yeah. So, and then I made Dwarf a song. I have Northwest Yeti Quest. I'm talking to him next Monday and I just made him a song. I feel like there's one I'm missing, but BMR obviously.
Yeah. His was his was a rock concert on a pirate ship. Yeah, that was cool. That was pretty darn awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. I thought they all were kind of like their personalities.
Very much. And the fact, when Blondes and Booze, when you did that one, it was like mind blowing. And it captured every single one of us so well. Mm-hmm. And I was like, goodness, that was spot on.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to say this, but when we were kind of talking about it and you're asking me, what all do you want on there? How do you want it to look and everything? What kind of music do you like? And, I kind of like a metallic-ish type sound with the heavy beats and everything. And, I honestly was expecting me to come back and say, oh, that's cool. I like it. But, can you add this? I loved it. I didn't want to change anything to it. I mean, it was just fantastic.
Thank you. So, I feel like yours was probably one of my favorites for like just how realistic you look when the chair was like zooming away. Because I tried to do one of myself with Bigfoot like on the mountain. I was like, I'm the only one. I was like, I just haven't found one I like it. But yours was like really good. I liked you.
Yeah.
I'll send
both
you a check.
You guys. And Natalie too, the one on the Blondes and Booze when you're sitting there like you're at the podcast table. That was so real. I know.
I was like, how does she do this? I'm like,
I
that looks just like me. It's not like, oh, well, that kind of, no, this looks just like me.
Mhm.
And it saves time because I don't have time to fly there and do, film you guys and do the whole thing. So it kind of helps like cut that down to get you guys some intros.
Mhm.
Oh, come on. You should fly to each location because none of us are anywhere near each other except me and Krista. Just fly around to everybody's house or wherever we shoot these. Actually, we're all in our houses, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all in our homes.
Take a month, that's fine, right? You can do that.
Okay.
I definitely give a lot of credit to people that do all the video editing like in person. I want to get more into that too. I think I was telling you about that. Maybe get some drone footage. I think that would be really fun to do droneage next.
I bought me a drone.
Okay.
And it has the camera on it. I can fly it a little bit for like a few seconds, and it crashes, either goes over the fence or crashes someplace.
Okay.
But I can't figure out how to get it hooked up on my phone. I can connect it for just a second, but I can't get it hooked up on my phone for video. So I got to figure that out still. So that'll be kind of cool.
Okay. Well, if you send me the model number, I can always do some digging to see if there's any forums on it.
Okay.
I like troubleshooting.
Yeah, I will do that. Anyway, you've been on a few shows, so I'm not going to ask you to tell us about everything that you do and everything, but you are a barber up in Oregon, Pacific Northwest, beautiful country up there.
Yes.
What got you into wanting to learn about and do podcasting about Bigfoot?
Yeah, I feel like what got me into Bigfoot in the first place was my brother, because he's kind of a funny guy and he kept sending me videos back in 2010 from YouTube of like Bigfoot. And I'm like, this is not real. Bigfoot's not real. And then he, wasn't joking about it. So the more I did research, I tried to find every video I could. And back then I just kind of hit a wall where I did as much research as I could. And I found some that I believed were actually real. And I asked everyone in the area if they had any encounters, and I only had one at the time with a footprint. And so anyways, I moved out to the forest and out to the, wilder areas. And he's kind of like, hey, you should check into that again and do some research and stuff, start asking around. So I did. And it was kind of like a story here, a story there. And some people told me about podcasts like Sasquatch Chronicles and Bigfoot Society. Well, Bigfoot Society was the big one for me with Jeremiah because he has so many Oregon stories. And I was like, no way. They're like around here and they're all over Oregon. So I reached out to him and I told him, hey, I'm actually getting stories from people I'm meeting finally. And he goes, hey, can you email me? And so I collected as many stories as I could to actually help him out. And so that's kind of what got me started, was to try and help out other podcasters. But I didn't realize how many stories were out there. I mean, they keep coming still even. Yeah. And it's people I wouldn't think about it. People I grew up with in grade school and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
And I guess with the area too, it's pretty darn common up there. I mean, are you in a really heavy foresty wooded area?
Yeah. Yeah, like right now, even I'm up against like 80 acres and there's wild mountain cats, and Bigfoot has been spotted down the way from me from where I live, actually.
Really?
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Yeah. So do you go out and do overnight investigations or weekend investigations?
Just at my house, really. Wow. I get out
How
there.
How nice is that?
Well,
I'm going squatching on the back porch.
Yeah.
Well, the more I learn, the more I realize that you don't have to go super far. They're kind of scavengers like coyotes, and some of them will live up against humans. Because I mean, there was one that was spotted, a few roads down from where I am at, and Cliff Barrickson actually has some reports on his website that I kind of was like, wait a minute, they're coming in close. So that was kind of interesting. So I just started thinking, well, maybe when I'm out driving with my dash cam, if I just start looking, keeping my eyes open or going out at night and kind of keeping an eye out, maybe I can see something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's definitely a good idea to have the dash cam, one for security and safety reasons, but
yes.
Also, especially up there, you never know what you're going to find, crossing the road and stuff, and almost like instant validation for you. You're always recording something there.
Yeah. And my thought on like going out to find them, I'm still on the fence about that just because the more research I do, I mean, BMR stories are probably a great one where it's more traumatizing than exciting. And I would just want to go with probably a team that's, ready to go and some experts and be really thoughtful, careful, and probably daytime versus nighttime.
Yeah.
At least for your initial one to kind of scout out the area, because I mean, it could be terrain that you're not used to, but that would be so cool just to get some evidence.
Yeah, I think so too.
So how long have you been cutting hair, barbering? I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, well, I'm a hairstylist, but I kind of specialize in men's haircuts. So I do like more barber cuts. But I have done a lot of hair color and women's hair too in the past. I want to say like 2009, 2010 time.
And pretty much, I mean, you're sitting there, you guys try to do small talk. I haven't been to the barber in years. I used to shave my head myself, but anyway, you're sitting there, you do small talk and stuff. And how quickly did it start for you where people were telling you their stories about the Bigfoot in the woods that they see?
It depends on the person. Every person's really different. I mean, they might know that I'm into Bigfoot and doing Bigfoot stuff, and then I'll notice they don't say anything. But then the next time I see them, they kind of go, "Oh, hey, just so you know, I actually did have something, or a friend had something," or they might just tell me right away, and I'm just like, "Okay, cool." And I just try to stay pretty calm about it because I don't want to like freak people out or, overwhelm them.
Yeah. But I mean, that would be a really cool concept to have like your own podcast and, being in a barber chair and, maybe do something live where you're cutting somebody's hair and talking about Bigfoot. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool. I did try it at first, but it was really loud with the clippers. So I realized it was kind of nice to separate the two because it's actually really distracting.
Fair.
Yeah. And you kind of need the clippers and stuff, but that, maybe not at your current location, but like you said, if you ever have a salon of your own or a shop of your own, that would be awesome to do. I mean,
it'd be really cool.
I mean, okay, now I'm getting all kinds of ideas here. If you have, others in the background getting their haircuts or whatever, and you're kind of off to the side, not necessarily with the razors or the clippers and stuff, that'll be, oh, okay. All right. I'm okay.
We have all kinds of ideas for you.
Yeah. When you're ready, you let me know or let us know, and we'll come out there and we'll help you set it up, and we'll get it all going there for you.
Well, that's always kind of the fork in the road, right? It's like, okay, I have stories, and what do I do with them? And I think I really realized how important they are this week when my first story I had, he's an older gentleman, and I asked him, well, if you've had this story your whole life, how come you're now telling me about it? And he goes, well, I'm not going to be around any longer, and I don't care if anyone thinks I'm crazy. And he's actually in the hospital right now. He's been in and out, so I don't know with his health how much longer he's going to be hanging on. And some of these stories I've captured, nobody else has heard, and I have a lot of them, and I mean a lot.
Ever thought about writing a book?
I was just going to say the same thing.
I've thought about it. Yeah.
I mean, look. One for example, look at BMR. He's got 2 books, and the third one's on the way. I
actually kind of like what BMR and like Dwarf does, where they tell the stories. So I'm organizing. I'm going to try and do more lives and just do like a couple stories every night. I think Dwarf is kind of one of my favorites for that because he'll just do really small 15-20-minute stories sometimes and kind of read some BFRO website stories. And I don't know why, but it's like a little kid at night when someone's telling you the story. It's more fun to watch it than me going on and reading it.
There you go, a little bedtime story. That's a good idea.
Yeah, check out Dorf's channel sometime. He does a lot of cool stuff on there.
He does.
You could do all kinds of Bigfoot bedtime stories.
Yes.
Oh,
there you go.
Goodness, ideas are just
going.
Boom.
I hope somebody's writing these down because
write it down.
I'm not used to being in chat and like chatting with everyone. So sorry if anyone thinks I'm ignoring them, but
she's not.
I'm not.
He's here.
There's
man.
Dwarf.
I was going to say something too.
But it's just, it's there. The possibilities are endless, and I know you are so creative.
Thank you.
So talented. And I just wish I could have a fraction of what you have. And I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, what you have in front of you is just amazing. And I can't wait to, hear some of your stories.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and a little bit about that talent part, I think comes from like back in 2020. I went to school for cybersecurity and software development and got my associates in that. So it was kind of a hard time, with everything going on in the world, and a lot of the tech jobs were all of a sudden kind of disappearing or going remote. And so I was like, well, I have all these skills, but I don't know what to do with them. So I've kind of lingered onto them a little bit. But I think now putting them over in the podcast world, I was going to originally do a podcast about technology and cybersecurity, but the passion wasn't as strong as obviously like Bigfoot topics and stuff. So it's kind of a cool way where I can use those skills, not just for myself, to help other people, which has been really fun.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into some of the stories that you have been told and everything, how easy, or I guess how easy is it for your customers and clients to just, open up and start talking to you about their experiences? Because I know a lot of these are kind of personal, and people, like you said before, are, don't want it out there too much. I mean, people worried about them thinking, other people thinking that they're crazy or something.
Yeah, so I'm always really thoughtful with people. I always say, hey, I can keep you anonymous. If you don't want me to share it at all, I don't have to. So I always ask permission on everything, of course. And I let them tell me. And so I try not to pry too much if I feel like they're not, up for telling me. And I feel like I have a natural instinct with people. So even when they come in, I can kind of just feel instantly like, hey, their energy's tense, or they're this or that. And I've even kind of played guessing games with people before, like guessing what careers they're in. And this might go back a little bit into an intuitive type of field, but I'll say, okay, are you in tech or software? And they'll go, yeah. Or I'll go, I feel like I'm getting like HVAC vibes from you. And they'll go, wow, that's spot on. How'd you know? And I'm not always right, but a lot of times I am. And I've really tried to tune into their energy and say, are they wanting to talk about this, or are they not? And so I bring it up first, and if they want to talk about it, then cool.
That's interesting that you do that, because I mean, I would assume that's kind of like a Claire that you would have, kind of almost like a medium-ish type thing. Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, I've had a lot of the medium stuff too.
I didn't know that about you. That's interesting. You're holding back.
Yeah.
I thought I knew you.
Well, I think one time, this is off the Bigfoot topic a little bit. This one lady was talking about her deceased stepson, and for some reason the name like Jacob came to my head, and I still remember this to this day. This is back in 2018, and I go, "What was his name?" And she goes, "Jacob," and I couldn't tell her, because I was like, she's gonna think, I don't know, but I've had that happen multiple times. So yeah, sometimes I pick up on that stuff a little bit. And I think there's something, when you're asking about people's comfort with the Bigfoot topic, I feel like there's a huge shift if I look at now compared to 2009, where all of a sudden everyone wants to talk about it. There's like this shift in energy out in the world. I don't know what it is, if it's like the rise of podcasts or more sightings, but there's definitely a lot of people all of a sudden.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the visibility on TV, podcasters, and then the more acceptance of it. And I also think, and this is just my opinion, that the government coming out acknowledging that there are UFOs,
yes,
and that they've had documentation for decades, I think that kind of was the validation that a lot of people needed. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like with the UFO stuff, I was listening to that whole thing with Congress, and the one word that really stood out to me was non-human bionics, or I think they said. So they didn't say like it was an extraterrestrial or stuff. So I was thinking, well, what was that then? Was it like orbs, like jellyfish, or I don't know. My mind was wondering. I feel like they're not. I think people are still thinking of old school aliens, but I'm open to it being something that our mind hasn't thought of yet, is what comes to mind. Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of folks have talked about how an octopus is not of this planet, that it's alien. And I don't know about that, but I just think they're adorable. But if there were adorable aliens out there, they actually
Just saying,
butter,
you know,
little butter, little seasoning,
yeah,
on the
deep
grill.
fried
But anyway,
breading.
yeah. Oh yeah. Um,
They're like the spiders of the ocean.
Except tastier.
a little tastier.
A little tastier.
I don't know if I've
Well,
ever-
there has been a lot of reports from like the Navy SEALs saying that when they're out on ships that they see glowing UFOs in the ocean that they've come out. And I've actually had people in my chair tell me that they have seen that.
So you get a lot, not just Bigfoot stuff. You get a lot of things told to
Oh
you.
yeah. Yeah. I've noticed as soon as you say Bigfoot, all of these like doors open that you weren't really asking to open, and you're like, okay. So I've just tried to really be supportive of that. And I feel like if it goes too far, I'm really good at like derailing and getting it back to kind of family friendly.
Yeah.
Because it's a big, it all kind of goes together. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. And that, we often say that it all overlaps. You have your cryptids, your UFOs, and then you have your paranormal. And it all, once you start investigating one, you're going to be dragged into everything else. So,
yeah,
willingly or unwillingly.
And you had mentioned too, and we'll get into the stories here in a second. You had mentioned too that your house is haunted.
Yes.
I think you were talking about this on the New Year's Eve show, which I don't really remember much of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that 25 or 24? So long ago.
What? Anyway, what has happened in your house that it can't be explained?
Well, I feel like growing up, I've always had something with like electricity. Like one time when I was a kid, I was playing with like a Ouija board, and then I went upstairs and like turned on the light. This is at my grandma's house that was also haunted, and like the light just like blew out, like not explode, but like blew out. And another day, I was like really into mediums when I was a kid, a teenager. I was gonna go meet with a medium to try and talk to a cousin that had passed away, and I was getting all ready to go and stuff, and I was in the bathroom and turned the light on. And again, it like blew out, and it was kind of weird how it was kind of connected to those days. Anyways, when we moved into our new place, there was a lot of stuff going on with like the kitchen outlets, and I feel like they were just like popping on and turning off, and like weird like electrical issues. And then we had this like urinal out in the garage.
I remember this. I remember this one.
When we put it in the bathroom, everything just kind of like calmed down. And I didn't even know, because like when we had bought in the house out here, there was like an older woman by herself in the house. And I didn't know that she'd had a husband that passed away. But in my mind, I just thought there was a man here and he died. And then later, like my husband's like, yeah, there was a man that had like passed away going out to get the mail. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I felt him here. Like, I don't, I just like, sometimes stuff. And I think I told him, I was like, dude, you can hang out here still. I don't care. You don't have to go. Just here's your urinal back. And I think he calmed down.
Here, go pee.
Go pee.
You can
Urinal stories with Bigfoot Fadez.
Urinal cakes for sale soon. I always want to put like a picture on it, like a target practice, but I don't know.
Well, I'm sure that spirit really appreciated you bringing that back in. Like, I can pee now. Thank you for honoring me.
Yeah.
Maybe his wife removed the urinal. Like, now that's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, and I don't know why I'm even going to mention this. But, if you go on over to Paranormal Among Us and you can see my merchandise store, maybe soon you will see urinal cakes with Paranormal Among Us logo on it.
I got the Paranormal Among Us.
Yes.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
And the hoodie.
Very nice.
How do you like the hoodie?
I like it. It's very nice, actually.
I actually just got mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I got my own. Okay, so let's start kind of getting into your stories that you've had. And again, I mean, you really don't have much problem prying these out of your customers, do you?
Not really. A lot of them again are like friends, and people I've gotten to know over the years. So there's really cool people. And again, I think with the amount of people coming out and talking about their stories and people getting older and wanting to get their stories out there, I feel like they're, a lot more comfortable with it. I was surprised how many had, like visuals of them, like had actually seen one. Not just like, oh, I thought I saw one, but like I saw one.
Someone asks, well, here, Little Patty, love your hair.
Thanks, Little Patty.
Somebody asked before if you have had any encounters, have you seen Sasquatch?
I haven't seen one, but there is a highway that's really famous in Oregon Bigfoot Highway, and there's a lot of highways that connect to it. So I take a connecting one to it, and I was getting off, work one night pretty late, and I wasn't even into the Bigfoot stuff yet. So this is over a year ago, but it's like dark out. There's no cars in front of me, none behind me, and all of a sudden this rock just came down and like hit the front of my windshield. And I was pretty upset. I was like, what the heck? It was just really out of nowhere. And there is sort of a cliffy area there and stuff. But on that highway, there's definitely been sightings of them running across the road. So I didn't think about it till later. And something just kind of clicked in my head and go, what if that was one up there? Or it could have been the wind that threw one. I've gotten a couple of prints out on my property. I did send them to a researcher. She didn't think that they were 100%, but I let her have them just in case. And I've seen some tree branches like pushed up against trees that my family didn't do. And the bottoms of them would be like missing, like the bark was removed. So it just seemed kind of oddly placed. So some things like that. So that's kind of all the stuff I've noticed so far.
Okay.
And on your property, I know, like you said, you back up to 80 acres. Have you ever heard anything, any howls, any whistles, any wood knocks?
I have one recording of some coyotes, and then in the background, it sounds like a bunch of banshees, but I had Tex check it, and he thinks it's another pack of coyotes, probably, which is what I was thinking, but it definitely sounded kind of odd, and definitely lots of owls. And I'll kind of go out there and be like, are you an owl? Or are you a Bigfoot? I've heard mountain lion at night. I've got some recordings of that. They're kind of like a loud, like, row, row, and you can just hear them kind of like through the canyon out there yelling.
Wow.
So I've gotten those recordings, actually, lots of coyotes. So yeah.
Interesting. Riley asks, what are your thoughts on Bigfoot? A dumb blood creature or something paranormal or something in between?
I think it's possible they could be both. I feel like, what if there's different species of them? So what if you had some that were ancient that are coming in and out from now? Like it's like Bigfoot's ancestors. What if you had more physical ones to now? I mean, my scientific brain always says like, oh, they're of flesh and blood. They're like, because there's no other animals that can do this. So why would this creature be able to do it? More people have said that they have a human looking face, but like the build of like a gorilla with like no neck. So they're saying that they're more of a humanoid versus a primate. So that's kind of like, I feel like there's like this Bigfoot split in the community too. So you had people that, didn't believe in Bigfoot and people that did. Now you have the people that did, and they're splitting in kind of at least half. And they're saying, no, it's a scientific like form of primate. And then the other ones are saying, no, it's paranormal, possibly. And then I'm kind of on the research side where I'm open to hearing everyone's encounters and opinions without really forming mine yet, because I haven't seen one yet. But I do believe people, when I listen to other podcasts, when they said that they've seen things like where they turn into an orb or turn into like a stump. That was actually one encounter that someone I met recently came from the Oregon coast. And he goes, yeah, I've actually seen one. I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah, I was out hunting with one of my buddies, and we seen these two grouse, which is like kind of like an Oregon bird, like a pheasant, up in this tree, two of them on a limb. And he goes, I got one and my buddy got one. And so they fell from the tree, and we saw this big, it looked like a tree stump with like moss all over it. And it was there, and all of a sudden it just like leaned over and it like got the birds and like took off. And I'm like, what did it look like? What are details? And he goes, I couldn't see because it was like this opening. And it took us about a minute and a half to get down there. And yeah, he said when he got down there, there was just bird feathers. And so I'm finding out that these things are like creatures of opportunity. So if they see
Mhm.
something in an area, they're not afraid to take their food or really be up against hunters and take what they've gotten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bigfoot got to eat.
Yeah.
Got to eat.
Yeah, they sure do. But, I know there's a lot of people that are on the fence. Are they a biological creature?
Mhm.
Are they a paranormal creature? Do they go from, realm to realm, a lot of portals? Have you gotten any stories from folks or encounters where they have witnessed a portal?
No portals, but I do have some orb ones. I had one orb one that said he saw a blue orb and it shifted to red. And I have this in my notes. He said when he shined a spotlight on it, the beam of light reacted as if it would hit a wall. And then the orb itself looked like electricity. He
Mhm.
chased the orb with his truck and it eventually stopped above a Christmas tree field and it shot off in another direction.
Really?
Wow.
Well, this is in like heavy Bigfoot spotted territory. And then I have another orb story where trying to see here. His ex-wife and son are at home and an orb larger than a basketball floated through the front room and went into the boys' room and he saw it as well. And again, it was a basketball size.
In the house.
In the house. Yeah.
Oh,
That's insane. If I saw that in my house, I'd be like, maybe I should move. I don't know. I mean, that's rather significant.
Yeah, and if you start asking people the size, you'll find they're gonna say basketball size, and I don't know why that keeps coming up. Like, why are these orbs the size of a basketball? And they look like electricity moving. And I think it was Dwarf that was saying it kind of looked like a star. Like when you see, like, have you seen Venus at night? I think it's Venus when you see it like moving. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's kind of what it looks like.
interesting. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, in the house crazy. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I think there'd be a for sale sign in the front yard if I saw an orb in the house.
Yeah.
I think the size of a basketball is what would like floor me. Like this
Yeah.
giant orb and it's moving through, and I'm like, it's yours.
Yeah. So I mean, we've all heard stories about, when you see orbs, there's usually hear or see Bigfoot or aliens or something. They're all connected. What do you think? Do you think that's all connected, or I mean, do you think that the size of the orb matters?
Well, I mean, if you go back to my thought about electricity.
Yeah, size matters.
I can't believe I asked that. Sorry.
Size
Rolled
does
right
matter.
out too.
Squirrel,
He's a
going
funny
forward.
guy.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I think if you go back to like my thought about electricity, I really started having these thoughts, what is it with electricity? I think that there's a lot out there we don't know about.
Mhm.
And I think of that show Stranger Things when they're looking at like the upside down, and when they're in the upside down, that really clicked with me because I'm like, I think that's what the other dimension can see. They can see us and then they can mess with electricity. So what if like, when we're heightened electricity, when Bigfoot's heightened electricity, what if everything's electricity is traveling? And like when you were talking about the government earlier, I would definitely think that they would know my own thoughts, that they would know about that and how to harvest it, how to manipulate it. Probably maybe they don't know as much, but I would think that they do. And what if the orbs are a way of remote viewing? Like some, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
There goes Brian Bowden.
Yeah. Hi, Brian. Bye.
It would be Brian too. Hi, Brian.
Yeah.
BMR.
That's interesting.
I was just thinking BMR, and then there he is. That's
yeah. Funny. Oh, nice.
Oh,
BMR.
That's weird.
BMR.
We did that on another show. We kept saying BMR, 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 and he ended up showing up like right after we said that.
You have to say his name 3 times.
You know what he did the other day? I was on a phone call with him, and he goes, yeah, we're working on a little project together. I won't say what it is yet, but he goes, it's not like you have to have it done by March 19th. And I go, BMR, that's my birthday. He goes, no way.
Oh,
how'd you know, man? That's he's intuitive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So you're a Pisces, right?
Hmm.
Fellow Pisces. Okay.
My son's the 20th. That's
I'm the
interesting.
16th.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Hello,
Yeah.
Pisces. Let me guess,
Yes.
Paul. Let me guess. You're Gemini, Leo. No. Um, I'm trying to think. Libra. No. You guess, Natalie. I'm trying. I'm
Virgo.
not.
He's a Virgo.
Yeah, she knows, I think.
I already know.
Yeah. September 4th.
Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's not a Libra.
That's Virgo. Yeah.
Virgo. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not good with astrology signs. I always say that the fortune cookies are better at telling your.
Yeah. I don't know what the signs are and stuff. And somebody says, "Oh, you are." That's definitely a Pisces trait. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I don't know what that means.
But then if
Anyway.
it's off a little bit, they use the moon. Like, well, but you also have the moon and the sun.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay. And I'm not knocking anyone's astrology. It's not my expertise.
Yeah. Knowing when someone's about to come in the chat, that's your expertise, though, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, oh, PMR. And there he is.
And there he is.
What color headband is he going to wear tonight?
Well, I feel like no matter what I say, then he's just gonna wear, I don't know, orange
Well,
and
yeah,
black.
that's true. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Orange and black, maybe. I don't think he has an orange and black one. What's that?
Orange and black PMR. Orange and black.
Anyway, where were we? We were talking about
We were talking about orbs.
orbs in the house.
If they're biologic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did they? I mean, when they saw the orbs in the house, was anything weird happening around that? I mean that's pretty weird itself, but
Yeah.
He said that other things had occurred in the house. The man's mother passed away 20 years ago and was known to like wine. During a celebration for her, he cooked, and I'm reading off my notes, so sorry if I sound like he corked a bottle of calm wine, no fizz or pop, and left it in the kitchen. While the family was in the front room, the cork came out of the bottle and rolled into the front room. The second wine cork incident, after about a year later, during another event for his mother in the same house, the exact same thing happened. He corked the wine, put it in the kitchen, and the cork came out and rolled into the front room again. The family was amazed and believed it was a clear sign from his mother. So yeah, actually, he did have more happen.
wow.
Okay.
How do you not lop off some of their hair when they're telling you these incredible stories and you're like, oh my God, sorry.
Well, that's the thing too, is I have a hard time doing the double focus. So sometimes I'll, do like a note take with them later and say, okay, kind of tell me that again. Because I'm always trying to focus on the haircut, number one, of course.
Yeah. Ghosty just wanted a drink.
That's right. I know I would.
Yeah.
If I'm a ghost, I'm going to have a martini or a glass of wine. I mean, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've had a lot of stuff happen too, like with my family, even just like a lot of things with like the paranormal side of stuff too.
Really? Like what?
Just like when my mom passed, like my brother lives an hour from me, and we were so my mom and my brother lived in the same area, and I lived an hour out this way. And we were like cleaning out her apartment, and my husband texted me, he goes, or let me back up a little bit. I had found this like angel statue in my laundry room, and I was like, oh, that's from her. I want to feel close to her. So I put it in my bedroom on my window. Well, as we were cleaning out her apartment, he texted me and said, hey, there's like a bird in the house, and sent me a video of it, like had flown through the kitchen, through the bedroom, and landed on the window next to that statue. And at first I was really mad because I was like, I don't want mites in my bedroom, because I remember as a kid, like my mom being mad about birds getting in the kitchen. And then that same week of her passing, she had posted stuff on Facebook about like hummingbirds and stuff. Well, there was hummingbirds flying into my brother's house. And like the day she passed, I actually went to go see her the day before that. And I hadn't visited her for like a month or two, just because there was kind of a disconnect with energy there. But I just went and sat down and I looked at her, and it was weird because she looked like a younger person. Like it was almost like this weird aura around her, and I really can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just sat down and I looked at her and I said, I chose you in my last lifetime for you to be my mom. And it was just like weird that I knew to like have that closure with her, and that all those things were happening with me and my brother. So yeah, we've always kind of had a lot of stuff like that in my family too, where my grandma would always say, if someone passes, the phone would ring. Or I had an uncle that happened to too, where like my mom's grandpa, and she was actually talking about this the day before she passed. She said that he like my uncle seen him walking down the sidewalk and said to tell your parents goodbye. So my uncle went into the house and told this is the haunted house I was telling you about, like my grandparents' house. And they went in there, said, Grandpa said to say goodbye, and they go, how'd you know he just died? And so this has been happening throughout my whole family. So my mom would always say that when I was a kid too. Like, she always like, oh, you have like these special powers and stuff. And I was just like, okay, Mom, whatever. You know, talking about like being born with like the veil over your face and stuff like that, which I think was actually my brother that had that. Was born with like the I forget what it's called, like the white thing over your face or something.
Really?
Yeah, I know Brandy knew what that was.
Yeah, I've heard of that happening and then it peels off and you're supposed to have these, being born with this ability, this gift.
Yeah, and my brother definitely has it, but he's a lot more like reserved about, but he'll tell me, I'm like, oh, like, and I'm like,
Wow.
So yeah, me and him have always had quite a connection through all that stuff too.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, it's never something I can force or ask to happen. Sometimes I don't realize it till after it happens. I'm like, oh, that's what that dream was about, or oh, that's why that happened. So that's been a really interesting thing to learn.
Very interesting.
That's incredible. Just incredible. So what I'm interested to know what other stories that you've heard. I'm just like salivating, like, oh, tell more.
About Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like getting into Bigfoot too, I almost felt like it was kind of like a guide from my mom too, just saying like, hey, because sometimes you think to the universe like, hey, I want to get into something cool, and I feel like I could see her just saying, hey, this is a path for you, go down this way. And kind of like the grouse story, there was one guy that let me pull up the story really quick. Basically he went and got a deer, and when he was like looking at it through the scope, there was like this opening and then like a tree line by this the opening. And after he got the deer, a giant like black Bigfoot came out of the forest and tries to like take the deer from him. And at first he thought it was a bear, but it wasn't a bear. So he popped off a couple shots near it, and it kind of did like a jump and then like went back into the forest. So, and at first when I first heard it, I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, that's crazy. And then I did, because I started hearing more stories like that, especially like the grouse one where they got the birds. So they definitely seem like opportunists.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And another big one was some guys were up in the forest, I think about 30 years ago, and they're up there hunting, and they came across this bear that was like ripped in half and its head was ripped off. And I go, how do you know it wasn't like, sawed or an animal? He goes, no, it was ripped, and it was like freshly bleeding. So we were jumping out of the forest, like my friend's 6 foot tall, this tall dude, and we're like jumping over logs and like trying to get out of there. We felt like something was watching us. And, yeah, he had a bunch of like encounter stories too. That was like the big one where he goes, yeah.
That is a bear up there. That's not the first time I've heard a story like that. I heard a story where somebody had found a deer, a large buck, ripped in half.
Yeah.
And it wasn't sawed, it wasn't cut, it was literally just ripped. Oh.
And you know what? I had a guest on, Ernie Davio. I don't know if anybody remembers him from a while back. He has a story that his Bigfoot encounter was, he was actually hunting deer, and apparently so were the Bigfoot. And there was one Bigfoot here and 2 of them that were attacking the deer. And I don't know if he ever got over to see the deer. So I'm sure that they took care of those deer somehow. But that's like the 3rd story now that I've heard about mutilated deer. And interesting.
Yeah, they got to eat.
Yeah. And Gary in chat said earlier that he lost a few deer hunting. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You heard Bear, Riley. We were talking about deer as well, and Bear ripped a bear apart and ripped a deer apart. So Very
Mhm.
interesting. I mean, yeah. Somebody asked, what's the scariest or craziest story that you've been told by someone in one of your clients?
I would say probably like the dog man one.
Oh, I
Ooh.
can't wait to hear that one.
Yeah, I want to say it was one guy who talked about his son and their friends were dirt bike riding when they heard a strange scream. Then they filmed a creature running across the road. And then I actually did have a picture of that for a while. I put it up on YouTube, but I took it down because it was kind of too scary. But I can always send that to you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Love to see it.
Yeah. Crazier the better.
And then his parents often heard weird screams coming from the woods across their house. He heard a scream that began as a growl but escalated into a blood-curdling, high-pitched woman's scream for 9 to 10 seconds. And then his father said that he thought that they were cougars, but they called it the Brower monster. So, and I think he said something too about there being like two big, like almost like Black Panther looking things, like back in the day running across the road. And I have that on one of my podcasts. But I was trying to
Wow.
get notes for you guys for that today too, because that was another big one that he had. I think the scariest one with that podcast was so he went with his military friend and they observed like a large black silhouetted figure standing near a cyclone fence. And it was basically like a big Bigfoot with like a metallic box. And these two people came out behind it and they were wearing, he thinks that they were like government people. And they were just wearing like hiking jackets and there was no other cars there. He goes, the only other way to like park was like 7 miles in at another parking area. And he goes, did you see that big creature? And he goes, what creature? I just saw like a woman with like a fur jacket. And like they got this overwhelming feeling that they were going to get like tossed off like the mountain. And this guy was like freaked out to even like tell me the story. And that seemed like a lot of PTSD from that one. It really traumatized him.
Wow.
But they saw it and it was like a giant like Bigfoot like holding this like metallic box, he said, over in the Oregon forest.
That was the one you just had on a few months ago, right? Were you talking to a guy by like around a picnic table?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Go to her channel. I'll put the link here in chat. Going over, make sure you're subscribed to him. I know we've been telling everybody to subscribe over there to your channel and stuff. And you have a lot of great encounter stories over there. The one that you were just talking about is called Bigfoot Dogman Oregon Hair Samples. Was it Larch Mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
And he gave me some hair samples that he believed like some of it was like Bigfoot and some of it was Dogman. So I actually sent some of that to Tex and he sent it off to get tested. So we'll see. Or Tex is probably gonna like make a Dogman. Tex, don't do
He's
it.
gonna make it.
He's gonna make a Dogman. I just Tex, just don't make Dogman.
And you said that I part of the interview, you're the guest that you were talking to on that show, he had the hair sample sent away, and I can't remember what they came back as.
I think that I forget what he said.
I
That they said inconclusive.
No DNA match or something like that. Okay.
And I've heard too, when you're sending hair, if you have it, just make sure to like wear gloves, try not to get your own DNA on it, and try not to say anything like, I think this could be like raccoon hair, or I think this could be horse hair. Just let the researcher that you send it to the test lab do it, and just be really careful about like touching anything. If you have any food, like corn on the cob or anything that you think has been like eaten by Bigfoot, put it in like a bag and freeze it, because that will like DNA before you send it off to labs. So in case anyone comes across anything that they suspect, just be careful not to like contaminate it. And that's something I've learned too.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Good to know. Good information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what lab like that he used? Was it free or was there a cost to it?
That Tex used?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think I don't know if it was Earlson or somebody that he knows and that knows how to get that stuff tested, but I haven't heard back about that. But But I told him, he goes, here, take this, and if you know anyone that wants to get it tested, he's like, I know what it is, and nobody believes me. And I'm like, okay. So I did what he asked. I sent it off to someone that, and it maybe it is something, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
always good to have it tested. I mean, if nothing else, they can at least store the information in their database as to what they found. Even though it might not be a match, at least they can say, we have this stored.
And that's some of it right there, because I kept some. So
nice.
That longer
That's a good
stuff,
chunk. Yeah.
Yeah, and that longer stuff is supposedly the dog man, and then like the shorter one is supposedly like Bigfoot, he was saying. And I think that he said, I'd have to go back and watch the podcast, but it was something about like a deer bull and skull yards where there's lots of skulls. Boneyard. Not thinking of the right word, but
yeah, it's like their feeding ground.
Yeah. But it didn't come back as like deer or anything. So but he showed me the report, and I just, it's kind of during the middle of an interview, so I didn't have time to like read all the data on it.
Yeah. So for your podcast, when you're doing the interviews with people, are they pretty much, clients of yours, or are you seeking other people out, or what are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm mostly looking for Oregon stories. So I don't know. It just seems to be kind of my favorite thing, because then it's areas I can go check out myself or kind of relate to the area. I haven't been out of Oregon very much. But yeah.
You have all kinds of stuff there to keep you busy. I mean,
yeah. And I'm finding just friends of friends know people.
Yeah, I think you have enough land to be investigating the rest of your life. That's a lot of land to cover.
Yeah. I mean, and even, how far are you from Washington State?
Probably about 45 minutes or so.
Oh, there you go. I mean, all that, well, the whole area up there, Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Northern California, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have to go far. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
That's where I would love to go to the Pacific Northwest, because the hot spot, the hub, and tons of information and places to go. I could just go out there and have at it for like a month, just go camping for a month.
Well, they have the Oak Ridge next summer. I missed it last summer because I was having some vehicle issues, but I know Bigfoot Society is going to be there and a bunch of big vendors and stuff. So Oak Ridge is supposed to be a really big area. That's, I think, 4 or 5 hours for me, but that would be an event for you guys to check out too. And I've heard that area down there is pretty popular.
Yeah.
But I've heard to like really see them, you have to kind of set up camp, 3 or 4 days, and just kind of do your own thing, play some music, get some meat cooking, and then they'll come find you. Or a lot of the sightings are on their freeway. You're just driving, you see one just standing there. I had one client that just saw one, same area where the deer was, but like in a different road around that same time. For some reason, 2018, there's a lot of encounters. I keep hearing that year come back. And I don't know if it was like some weird portal open that year or what, but yeah. So he's driving with his dad and he goes, yeah, I just seen this tall, like animal looking thing just standing in the road. And at first I was like, is that an animal? Is that a man? And it was just all hairy. And it was just a giant like Sasquatch, like standing in the road. And some of these people, they just don't want to do podcasts or anything. They just, they just kind of are closed off about it. They just, they saw it and they know it's there now and they kind of move on with their life. And that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people deal with it that way.
Well, maybe the Bigfoot are coming down just to people watch. Like when I go to Walmart, I love to people watch. Maybe that's their Walmart, is just going to people watch and like
going to people watch.
Yeah. That's cool. Look at that car. They get bored.
We're their Walmart.
We're their Walmart. I like it. I like it.
I'm sure they get bored too. It's like, okay, I got to go hunting. I got to go do this. I got to go do that, and just like, oh, that's something cool. Entertainment.
Yeah. And I think that they know a hell of a lot more about us than we do about them.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, they're super elusive. They're watching us more than we know, I think.
Oh, I'm sure.
Easy.
Well, yeah, and as far as like on an intelligence level, I mean, they've been alongside before us for a long time, alongside Native Americans for a long time, obviously, and like they've known about them. I don't know if they've lived on reservations or like really close up to them, but a lot of people are kind of coming out now from those corners of the world and saying, yeah, we've actually known about them for a long time, or and this is just me doing hearsay from other podcasts, but there's some pretty interesting stories coming out where people have known about them for a long time, and they even have their own languages. One of my friends, not just a client but somebody I know, he was on one of my podcasts, and he was out hunting in Oregon, and he came across a couple of them and heard them talking and like heard their language. So they definitely have their own languages, and it wasn't like a fun experience. Like he said, and he's like hunter guy. He's out there. I think he was like on his quad, and he heard this loud like branch making type noises, and it sounded like they were on a PA system, really loud. And he said all of a sudden his back hurt really bad and his stomach hurt, and he got really sick and nauseous feeling. And it was this overwhelming like get out of here feeling. And he heard one talking to the other one, like it was like instructing it or something, and it sounded like really loud, like Russian almost sounding. And that was somebody I know that was on my podcast. But I heard another Bigfoot Society podcast that is another area of Oregon, and they had the same thing where they heard him talking and go, yeah, it sounded like they were speaking another language, like maybe Chinese or something. So I'm kind of taking these data points. I'm going, okay, this person said it sounds like another language like this person saying it sounds like another language like this. I've heard they can also speak some possible Native American languages. So that's really interesting.
Very, very. It's too bad they didn't get a video or a recording of them talking back and forth. That would have been so cool to actually hear and analyze.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah. And I wonder if that, like they said, different, like one sounded Russian, one sounded Chinese. I wonder if that's like dialect from different forests or areas or something. That would be interesting as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you guys heard about like the Mount St. Helens back in the day. I think it was like the 70s when Mount St. Helens blew.
Yeah.
And then there is reports. I think this is on BFRO where there was military that went in, and they were told, I forget the exact story, but they were told not to talk about this mission because it's top secret. And they went in, there was like a Bigfoot instructing them on where all of the different locations were, where all the burn victims were. And there was a woman that came in that could speak their language. And there's just kind of too many Mount St. Helens stories that kind of back up that time and era. And I've even heard stories, not sure if it's true, but that I've talked to these people where forest fires and stuff, and they go, yeah, some of the people at the stores here and there have said that they've seen people up there in the forest cleaning out with white vans and pulling some body bags out of the forest and stuff. And I've talked to actual forest rangers up there and stuff. They're like, oh no, yeah, there was white vans, but that's not what was happening. I'm like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I do have other reports from people saying that their parents, like his dad was friends with the forest ranger guy. And there was like a report of a Bigfoot. Again, they like to take stuff sometimes. Like he's out there fishing, and he comes up and he takes the fishing line and takes off with the fish. And I guess the forest rangers were just throwing the reports away up in Washington.
Oh, wow.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
Have you gotten many stories about infrasound or any other weird things like that from any of your customers?
I would say the one with the infrasound would be probably the closest. It would be that PA sound that he said, where it was hurting his stomach and his back, where all of a sudden. And then there was another one where it sounded like, I want to say he said it sounded like an opera. That was like the Orbs story guy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a whistle. Let me see. Yeah, so he said it heard a noise described as a symphony opera type of loud whistle. When he tried to locate the source, he heard something very loud running away. It sounded bipedal on 2 feet and ended with a really big jump. And so also the guy with the deer story, I met his cousin recently, and he said that they're out on another hunting trip, and the cousin was off hunting somewhere, and he was with his friend, and they heard something bipedal following them, and he thought it was his cousin the whole time. So this is that same group of hunters that now I'm talking to their family, and he goes, yeah, then my cousin came out of the forest later and I realized it wasn't my cousin. So I go, I have to ask you, what's bipedal sound like? Because I don't know what that means. I keep hearing this. And he goes, okay, this is like a hunter describing it to me. He goes, if it's like a four-legged animal and they're running through the forest, you kind of hear like a with like the 2 feet following it, like a like when it's hitting the trees. He goes, when it's bipedal, you hear like a and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Because I wouldn't know how to know if something's bipedal. How the heck do people keep saying that? And I finally had someone describe that to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, that is so incredibly interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared that because I wasn't sure either. I mean, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I guess kind of listen if you have dogs or something and you hear them running around the yard, kind of listen to that, and that would be
it's faster because there's four.
Yeah,
and then the bipedal's slower in between.
Interesting.
And if it's a mountain lion or something, you're not going to hear it. You don't see them; they see you. And when you do see one,
yeah,
it's
there
too
they
late.
are.
It's too late. You're done. Yeah.
Too late.
Yeah.
Where Bigfoot seems to have this common theme where it doesn't let you see it. It gets just close enough. It disturbs the trees and it tries to scare you out of there. I've had lots of reports of rocks being thrown at people. Lots of that. One guy was up at one 911 tower with his propane truck, and a huge rock came flying out of the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, huge. He said him and his buddy tried to replay the whole thing at home with a rock the same size, and they couldn't even lift it. And this is another big hunter. And they go, yeah, we would never go back up there. They told their boss about the location, and they're like, we're not going back up there at all. And I've had multiple reports from, a lot of that kind of area. So, and a bear's not going to pick up a giant rock and throw it like that, obviously.
No.
They may want to, but they don't.
I mean, do you think that's just them warning you to get out of their area, trying to protect their space?
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, look at what people do to the forest. I've even tried to go camping, and there'll be glass everywhere and garbage, and it's just gross and sad.
It's
and
sad, very sad.
So it kind of makes me be another person that's like, I don't know if I want to go up in their area and mess with them. I almost kind of want to leave them alone. And like you're saying too, getting good footage and stuff. I think a lot of people, when they finally do, they go, I don't know if I want to share it, because ethically, I don't know if I want to give out locations or give out like what they look like. And I feel like I'd be on that same, I don't know, maybe if it was something that I got.
Yeah.
I've heard there's a lot of footage out there, and I've actually seen some myself where some people, they've shared it with like the research centers and stuff, but they don't want to post it.
Yeah.
I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Nat.
I was going to say, if I got anything, like if I was out in the forest and I got anything on my camera, I think I would post it, but I wouldn't tell anybody where I was.
Yeah.
Definitely to respect their space and not to have anybody, come in and try to harm them, because there are people like that. But I definitely want to educate people. So I would be on that side. I would be like, I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to tell you where I was.
Well, yeah. And I was thinking about this the other day on my drive home. I thought, I think a lot as I'm driving. I thought, it's crazy how all I wanted to do was just know if these things were real. And now that I know that they're real, now I'm like, okay, ethically, I'm not like supposed to share locations or pictures or whatever, right? And it's like interesting. It's like, so, but you are saying that they're real then, is kind of my thought. So I don't know, it's just like an interesting thing where it goes from like, are they real, to like, okay, now I know they're real. What do we even share anymore to actually protect them? Yeah. Then you kind of almost go back to going, are they real? Because I haven't seen one, but I believe people like BMR. He's like a huge personality that like saw one, and I mean that changed his whole life. His whole life changed from that. Yeah. So,
and I think I haven't seen one either, but I've heard enough stories from people I've trusted and different podcasts that I like and stuff, and to know that they're out there.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah. So I'm kind of there too, where I'm okay with saying, okay, I know they're out there. I'm here to be supportive for people who've seen it. I'm still
Mhm.
interested in hearing about them.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm just kind of at one with it, like just the rest of the creatures out there. If I don't bother them, maybe they won't bother me. I mean, I know where they're located. I know where, like, you know, potentially nests and stuff are, but I'm not gonna go up there and try to bother them. maybe at one point if it feels right, but I'm still kind of on the fence about that.
Yeah.
So, and if they are paranormal, you know, they'll know when I'm ready to see one. They'll let me see them.
Mhm. I think they truly do know. I think they can feel vibrations. I think that they can feel if somebody's a good person or a bad person,
Mhm.
and then show themselves when they feel that, you know, for somebody that they're okay with. And sometimes it's just an accident. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, sometimes just an accident.
mhm.
I did have a dream about one that felt really real too, though.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of right when I got into my research, and it's still like this dream still sits with me. And I think it was your podcast, maybe. I was talking to your guest last week. I'm trying to remember her name. I was asking if she sees.
I had
It was
Julie on.
no, it was the other gal that won the light talk with
Oh, Dana. Yeah.
Dina. Yeah, that was why I asked if when she sees people, when she talks to people in dreams, if it's through eyes, because whenever I've had dead relatives in my dreams, they're talking to me, but it's like through their eyes. Well, that's what happened with this Bigfoot. I was at like a Christmas tree field, and there's this really tall black one with like a cone-shaped head, and it was just kind of standing behind a Christmas tree, and it was like staring straight at me. Nothing about its body moved. It was like that those movies you see where they use like a freeze gun and you see the people's eyes move. It was so creepy, and the eyes were like so piercing, and it just said, "You've been looking for me. Here I am." And I was just so like frozen in the dream, like almost like a sleep paralysis, frozen in the dream. But I also felt like this anger from it, but not really towards me, but like just surrounding like the area it was like
Mm.
this is my area. You've been looking for me. That's why still on the fence. I think because that dream was so intense for me. Of it's like I almost felt like it was like, don't come find me, is what it felt like. I
yeah.
don't know how to explain
It
that,
was
but
sending you a message.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I mean, where you live right now, like out the back, that's woods behind you or near you?
woods, Christmas tree fields.
Okay. You have any like ring cameras or security cameras out there that
Yeah, I do have one. We had them all set up around, but we did some house painting, so there's only one right now. And then I did have some trail cameras that I was setting up, but I was kind of getting frustrated with capturing the sun and getting the right angles and all that. And I
Yeah.
kept thinking, I'm not gonna see one if I put a camera up. I'm gonna see one if I keep my phone down. That's what I keep hearing. Like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna see one. I'm gonna see one when I'm driving or maybe when I'm out at night. But I just keep saying, if you want me to see you, just don't scare me.
I mean, they know.
Yeah.
They absolutely know. I can't tell you how many times that people have said, you know, I get them in my backyard, I put cameras up and they go right, beyond that zone that their camera's able to capture. And I'm like, yeah, they know, they can see something. They understand it.
Yeah.
There
So
was people out in my area feeding them.
oh,
Yeah, like feeding them. And like they go for apple trees too. So lots of reports, in my area, they've been seen like stealing apples off trees from multiple reports. So they
I would
definitely
be
like
okay. See, that would be me. I would go out and plant apple trees to bring them in.
we have some out here. I'm always like, take what you want.
Yeah.
So do you have neighbors close by that you talk to and ask them whether or not they've had any experiences?
Not really. I'm far enough away that I actually don't even know any of my neighbors. I know that sounds a
oh,
little crazy, but I have had people reach out to me and go, "Oh, I saw you on this podcast and I actually live in your area and I'd like to chat with you about what I've seen." I actually had someone do that recently because she saw me on, I think, the Bigfoot Society one.
mhm.
And
Cool.
so yeah, I've had a few people other than people I've met through just cutting hair and stuff. They're out there. And
Mhm.
I've asked when I have figured out that people live in the same area as me, like one guy, his mom actually does have a property near me, and I was like, "Oh, has your mom ever seen anything out there?" And he said, "No, she hasn't." So when I do get a chance to ask about neighbors, I do,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Interesting. You mentioned earlier that you had some prints to show us.
Yes. Oh yeah. I'll grab them right now. 1 second.
Just want to make sure we get that in before we.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Good call.
I actually got one for BMR too of this one. This is from the Bigfoot Research Center. You can go there in Oregon and Boring, and then they've got castings that you can get. So this is the Gray.
They actually
Harbor.
casted that?
Yeah, they somehow have Gray's Harbor.
Grace Harbor cast. Okay.
Yeah, from 1982. So yeah, I think they have a way to like reprint them and stuff.
Mhm.
But they've got
Fantastic.
lots of different, from Jeff Meldrum and all kinds of scientists and people. They've got lots of stuff. If you're ever in Oregon, you have to go check it out.
Is that plastic or is that plaster?
I want to say it's plaster.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is plaster because BMR broke his other one when he was vacuuming. So that's why I sent
Oh,
about it on a
Oh no.
He actually had a Patty one, and so I went there to get him a Patty replica, but they only give out Patty to certain people or something. So I was like, well, that one looks the most like Bigfooty to me, so I just kind of picked that one. And then this one here, this one's actually from one of my friends. It's a researcher, local researcher, Uli, and so this is from the
Ooh, a handprint.
yeah, this thing's like huge.
That's a big old hand. Holy cow.
And if you look at
goodness.
it from different angles, you can actually see. It looks like it was like kind of going like this, and like this finger was like up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. And again, there's like my hand.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
So Mount Hood National Forest 2023. So this is actually only a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Wow, that's
So-
interesting. That's cool. So
Yeah.
around your area and the stories that you've gotten, what's like an average size that they've seen with Bigfoot? And like how tall are they around you?
I feel like I hear 8 foot a lot.
8 foot. Okay.
Yeah, like 8 foot, 9 foot. I have heard like 15 foot, and I'm like, personally, I'm like, I don't know. I think when it's at night and they're tall shadows, it might feel that way. So I feel like, I feel like 8 foot. And I get the impression that the females are maybe 6, 7 to 8 foot, and then the males maybe up to 12 feet,
That's
Wow.
big.
9
Yeah.
to 12.
That's a big beast.
And you've seen that picture, that one on my podcast. Like I actually have a picture of a Bigfoot that someone shared with me.
I am going
On
over
like the
there
Darth
right
Vader.
now.
That one
Can you
was
pull
like,
that up?
when I first looked at it, I go, what is this? And he goes, it's a Bigfoot. And I zoomed in, I go, no way. It was like the first picture I ever got of one. And it was from a wildland firefighter. So yeah, it's okay if we share that on here.
Okay, I'm seeing a bear caught stealing apples in 2012.
Let me see.
Tree
I can add it
structure.
to the present if you want. And then
Okay, yeah.
let me see if I can find.
Oh yeah, there's a live with you and Bigfoot Dwarf.
Yeah. Okay.
The sound of a download.
Ah, yes.
And guys, make sure you head on over to Bigfoot Fadez YouTube channel. We've had it in the chat. Trying to go back and find it, but she's got all kinds of really cool, interesting stories that she has shared. All kinds of fun stuff. Few lives on there. You have an upcoming live with Northwest Yeti Quest. So when's that's going to be on the 26th, so that'll be awesome for you. I can't tell if she froze or not.
No, she's looking.
Oh.
Oh, nope, we lost her.
Uh-oh. Was it something I said?
It was about that size
There
thing.
she
But
is.
anyway, go ahead.
Oh.
She's back.
Hello. That was so weird. Was that on my end or?
I don't know. You froze and then you were gone, and I got scared.
That's weird. You did say weird stuff happens on your show.
It does.
That is true. Okay, so two things that I might have had happen at about 24:45. I heard a weird sound, and no, it wasn't me talking. And
There he is.
then another time I turned around and I felt like I got poked by something. And get that. And that's it right there in the middle.
Yeah, right there. And if you look at the top left, it almost looks like one's like looking at it. And then let me see. So that kind of shows you like the size of them and everything.
And I'm assuming that's sunlight that's behind that, not like a forest fire.
That's after a forest fire, so everything is burnt down.
Mm.
Let's put that back up for a second.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to see on the left-hand side where the other one was.
On the top left. It looks like it. It's like the very top left. You see it, it almost looks like
Okay.
a little black, like
I think, yeah, up on
like
the very
two
top.
trees in.
Yeah.
It's like at the very top.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, the one in the middle, I mean, that's something there. I mean,
Yeah.
Natalie, what do you take from that?
That there's something there. That's I would love, because on my screen it's very small, so I would love to be able to take a look at it on a larger screen.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the other picture.
Okay.
So you can see it moving. Yeah, so there's that one. Then
right
I'll,
there.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and then I'll
That
give you a
is-
zoomed in.
Yeah, that's very distinct.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll give you a zoomed in version of that one if it'll load.
There it
Okay.
is.
And then there's the zoomed in one. There you go.
It does look like Darth Vader. Okay.
It looks like Darth Vader with those black glasses and the fake nose on there, actually.
Yeah.
Believe.
And the crazy thing is I put it in AI and like it measured the body of it next to trees and it said there's no way that that's human, like the width of the body of this thing. And they said it's a typical for a Bigfoot to have like a bigger upper body and like a smaller like leg width area.
Like somebody that skipped leg day.
Mm-hmm. And I have the metadata on these photos. They were taken in 2016 in an undisclosed area of Oregon. And I know it showed the road and the map and everything. And there's no way, like, obviously it's AI or anything. Because I wouldn't say I'm an AI expert, but I feel like me doing so much AI has helped me kind of look at something going, that's fake, that's real, that's fake, that's real.
Yeah. And when did you say this was?
2016, I think.
I don't know if AI was even around back then.
Exactly.
I mean, well, I guess anybody can say what date it is and, make it yesterday or whatever. But yeah,
And
that
you could
looks.
also look at the original photo and take a look at the properties as well when it was uploaded.
Yeah.
And I did. I went on Google Maps and I looked at it, and there is a forest fire right there on that ping.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's really. I like those pictures.
Yeah.
That was great. I
Yeah.
love the fact that it looked like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because a lot of people say they're a lot darker than the trees. And when you look at that, that's exactly what people are saying. They're like, it was like a different kind of like black than like the trees. And like, even when you see it, you see like a little bit of light around the face. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Very interesting stuff. And how did,
Yeah.
easy for me to say. Who sent you these pictures?
So it was somebody that was on my podcast, one of the hunters, and it was somebody in his hunter group text thread, and they were sharing them with everybody. And he said it was okay for me to share them because I asked him twice. And they go, well, I'd really love to give the guy credit and everything. And he goes, well, it's fine, you can share them. I said, all right.
Cool.
So,
all right.
But yeah, I guess he's like a wildland firefighter that captured it.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you would you mind sending those to me?
Absolutely.
I'd like to play around with it in AI, like you were just talking about, kind of seeing how it measures and how it reports back and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd like to play around with that. That's pretty cool, interesting stuff.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fun 90 minutes.
It has
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
so
And,
cool hanging out with you.
yeah,
Thank you.
you got all
Thanks,
kinds of
guys.
cool stuff going on out there. And you know, if I wanted to get my hair cut and I lived out by you, I would definitely, be calling you.
You guys both have amazing hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I just
Thank
I
you.
got mine cut last night, actually.
Nice.
Trimmed
It
up a
looks
little
great.
bit, Thank you.
So tell
Yeah.
us again, where can everybody find you? Social media, everything. Don't be shy.
Yeah, right now I'm mostly just doing YouTube, just kind of taking a break from all the other stuff like Instagram, Facebook stuff. So mostly just YouTube. So Bigfoot Fades on YouTube, or always on your guys' show or BMR show. I'm there every Tuesday night in the chat.
Yep, you're in there.
Yeah,
all
I'm
the
one of the
time, so-
moderators. So I'm
Yep.
always trying to help out / troll, help out.
You're so good to us.
So you're the one. Watch out for her. No. No, always a pleasure having you in chat. Always fun talking with you and everything. So
Thanks for having me on.
Like I said, it's been fun, very awesome getting to know you those last few months and stuff, and chatting with you and all the work that you've done for all of us in the Misfits. It's just been incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. It's been so appreciated, and
Yeah.
your talent, I think, I mean, it's just off the chain. Just
Oh,
incredible.
thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate being part of your guys' group. You guys are awesome.
Oh yeah. You're always welcome here.
Always, and we
so we
really
gotta-
appreciate you.
Yes.
I did have a question for Natalie.
Yeah.
With your Vanished premiere, is that something that you can watch online, or is that
So the premiere
That's
of The
right.
Vanished, it will happen on January 31st, and then we will be
Okay.
streaming. Greg is working on doing the upload to the streaming platforms. There is they have to go through this QC process, and once that's done, it'll be uploaded, and I will be announcing that on all. When a platform goes live, I will announce it so everybody can then just go there and start watching it. So it'll be cool. Yeah.
It made it sound like I had to go to, I don't know, was it Missouri or Texas or something? I was like, I don't know if I can fly over there for that. Hopefully they have it online.
Yeah, it's in Alabama, but I mean,
that was
if you can't make it, definitely we will be streaming it on different platforms, and we'll be sending out those links after the premiere.
Okay, awesome. That's exciting. I have a question for you too, because Paul already said he hasn't seen Bigfoot. Have you seen Bigfoot?
I saw a glimpse of Bigfoot, and it was very bizarre. We were out in the middle of the forest. We had a lot of activity going on all around us, and I looked over, and there was a large, massive Bigfoot that walked behind my truck and vanished into thin air.
Wow.
It was, and the fact that this thing was so massive. I mean, you hear about it, and it was just like, my truck looked so tiny, like a little toy truck next to it. And I'm going, oh God. So it was pretty incredible.
If you want another good story, talk to Krista about the time they went camping with a bunch of people. Her and Brandy have a fantastic story about that. I think they talked about that on one of your recent Blondes and Booze shows, or maybe on, well, yeah, she said it before, but make sure that you ask her about that. So that's a good story.
All right.
So guys, in about 2 minutes, make sure that you head on over to BMR's channel for his show tonight. He's talking with Sarah Bignell from Australia, from Yowie Central out there. Going to be talking Yowies out there. Yikes. I don't know. And as always, make sure that you tell BMR that I sent you. He'll take 20% off your cover fee. Is it 20% or $20? I think it's $20.
I think he's going to add money to it. If
he's going to add money and he's going to charge it to me.
Money,
that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Anyway, Bigfoot Fades, thank you so much. I keep wanting to say Fadez.
Fadez.
Yeah, Fadez. That's what I was trying to say. But thank you so much for being on here.
Thanks, you guys.
It's a pleasure having you here. So, real quick, I want to do. I've been kind of kicking around things lately. I'm gonna be adding a show on Friday mornings. It's gonna be called, because I've always wanted to do like morning radio show type thing, and this is what this is gonna be. It's gonna be the Morning Mix.
I love it.
Very cool.
So-
Love
I'm so
it.
Yeah,
excited.
so we will this will start on February 6th, I think. That's a
I'm
Friday.
gonna
so-
quit my job just so I can watch all your guys' shows. I'm obsessed.
Oh, God. So it's going to have all kinds of different segments, and it's going to be fun. So
Cool.
February 6th, make sure you check that out. 7:00 Central, I believe. So anyway,
Okay.
everybody have a great night. We got to get out of here for BMR. Again, thank you all for being here. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great night. We will see you
Thanks,
tomorrow
Paul.
night.
Bye.
See you. Oh, there it is.